What if every black hole is not the end? What if instead it's a doorway to another universe? A portal to a world beyond our own where different laws of physics apply? This idea may sound like science fiction, but it's actually rooted in scientific theory. And it could be that with the right technology, we might be able to use these cosmic gateways ourselves. To understand how this might be possible, we need to first understand what a black hole is. According to Einstein's theory of general relativity, a black hole is a region in space from which nothing can escape once it crosses a certain boundary called the event horizon. Because these objects have an extremely strong gravitational pull, they distort spacetime infinitely. In other words, there is no up or down, left or right. All directions lead towards the center of the black hole. So what happens to anything that gets too close? Well, we don't know for sure, because nothing has ever come out of a black hole. However, we do know that once something crosses the event horizon, it cannot escape, not even light, which travels faster than anything else in the universe. So, it's safe to say that anything crossing the event horizon will never return. But here's the kicker. Some physicists believe that these collapsed stars don't just disappear. Instead, they form wormholes at their cores. Wormholes are theoretical tunnels that connect to points in spacetime, allowing for travel between distant locations almost instantaneously. In theory, if a wormhole forms at the center of a black hole, anything that falls in could emerge out the other side, potentially in a completely different universe. This may sound far-fetched, but it's actually a pretty well-supported theory. The idea that black holes can form wormholes was first proposed in 1916 by physicist Carl Schwarzschild, who also developed the first solution to Einstein's equations of general relativity. Since then, several other physicists have come up with similar ideas. In fact, some believe that all black holes are connected through a vast network of wormholes, forming a sort of cosmic highway between universes. Of course, this is still just a theory. We have no direct evidence that any kind of portals exist, but there are some intriguing clues. For example, scientists have discovered that many black holes emit radiation known as Hawking radiation after Stephen Hawking, who predicted its existence in 1974. This radiation appears to come from the event horizon, suggesting that something is happening there that we can't yet detect. Some physicists believe this could be due to quantum effects near the edge of the black hole, such as the creation of wormholes. There's also the issue of energy. According to the conservation of mass energy equivalence principle, nothing can travel faster than the speed of light, not even information. This means that if something enters a black hole, its energy must also be conserved. But we know that once something crosses the event horizon, it can never escape. So where does its energy go? One possibility is that it's released at the other end of a wormhole, suggesting that there must be some kind of exit for black holes. Physicists have dubbed these hypothetical exits white holes. White holes are basically the opposite of black holes. They're regions from which nothing can enter, only exit. While white holes haven't been observed directly, they're mathematically similar to black holes. Both are solutions to Einstein's equations of general relativity, and both have event horizons. The only difference is that for a white hole, everything is pushed outward rather than inward. Some physicists believe that these white holes could be the key to understanding what happens inside black holes. If they exist, it means there must be some kind of exit for black holes. This could explain what happens to the energy of objects that fall into them, and why certain black holes seem to grow at an unnatural rate. It could also mean that black holes aren't truly black at all, but instead are shining bright with the energy of the white hole. Of course, the existence of white holes is still highly speculative. Many mainstream scientists argue that the extreme gravity inside black holes would crush everything completely, leaving nothing to recycle into new matter. Others point out that the energy paradox remains unsolved. So while the idea of white holes is intriguing, it's still just a theory. However, if we were to take this idea a step further and assume that black holes really are gateways to other universes, then things get even more interesting. If this were true, it means that our own universe could have been born from a black hole. In fact, it's possible that all universes are connected in this way. The idea that our universe is a black hole in itself isn't a new one. It was first proposed in 1933 by Austrian physicist Wolfgang Pauli, who suggested that our universe could be trapped inside a collapsing star. This idea has gained some traction in recent years as scientists have learned more about the Big Bang and the early stages of the universe. For example, we know that the universe began as a hot, dense plasma. This is similar to the state of matter inside a collapsing star. We also know that the universe expanded rapidly in the first few seconds after the Big Bang. This expansion is known as inflation, and it's thought to have been caused by a quantum fluctuation. Some physicists believe this fluctuation could have occurred inside a black hole, causing it to explode and release all the matter and energy in the universe. If this is true, it means that our universe could be just one of many that have emerged from black holes. Each universe would have its own set of physical laws and constants, allowing for a wide range of possibilities. This idea is known as the eternal inflation model, and it's become one of the most popular theories in cosmology. It is also possible that this model could help us solve some of the biggest mysteries of the universe, such as the nature of dark energy and the existence of dark energy is a mysterious force that's causing the expansion of the universe to accelerate. Some physicists believe this could be due to the combined effect of all the white holes in the universe, each pushing matter and energy away from each other. As for the multiverse, if our universe did emerge from a black hole, it's possible that other universes did too. This could explain why the constants of physics seem so finely tuned for life. Each universe would have its own set of physical laws, and only those that were suitable for life would allow for the formation of stars and planets. Of course, this is all still speculation. We have no direct evidence that any of this is true. But it's fascinating to think that the universe could be much more than we currently understand. What do you think? Do you think black holes destroy everything in their path? Or could they recycle matter into new universes? Let me know in the comments below. And speaking of what's in store, what can you expect next from this channel? I'm creating new videos on space and science every week, so make sure you subscribe if you want to be among the first to know when they drop. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Would you step inside a black hole if it meant reaching another universe? Tell me in the comments!